Hi guys, it's David again. This video is going to be on the National Hockey League. I know there's millions of hockey fans out there, but I want to talk to you about some of the rules and changes over the course of the years of the National Hockey League, and I want to find out what your opinions about what I'm about to tell you. This message is directed at Gary Bettman. Um, he's just a jerk, but he doesn't know how to run the National Hockey League. I want to explain to you what I'm talking about. Okay, back before in the National Hockey League, there was no overtime in the regular season. There was no shootout. There was, you had to touch the puck for the icing. I like the rule for the no touch icing. But I mean, I'm looking at it like this. It's not fair for every team to face every team the way he's got it set up right now. If you think about it, there's conferences now, so because Toronto and Montreal are in the same conference, they will never face each other for the Stanley Cup again. Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers, they'll never face each other for the Stanley Cup. New York Islanders, New York Rangers, they will not ever face each other for the Stanley Cup, the way he has it set up right now. The way it should be is if you take the old style of the way they used to get teams to make the playoffs, it's a much better format, and every team has a chance to play against every other team. It's not separated into conferences. The way it should be and the way it used to be is that you take every team and you put them all in one conference. The top 16 teams make the playoffs. Then, in the playoff format, you start by playing the first place team against the 16th place team in the first round. The second place team goes up against 15, 3, 14, 4, like that. And it makes it more fair because then any two teams have the capacity and capability of facing off against, even if it's a Subway series, right? It's not possible with the way it's set up right now, because every time there's an overtime and every time there's a shootout, they're getting extra points for not winning the game. So the end result should be what the end result is. Like if it's a 3-3 tie, they should get 1 point each, and it shouldn't go to overtime. Overtime should be meant specifically for the playoffs. Shootouts should be specifically meant for the Olympics. They're trying to commercialize it and combine the rules for every single kind of hockey there is around the world, and that's not right. Because now, if this year the Edmonton Oilers go to the Stanley Cup final, they're going to face off against a team in the East, right? So all the teams aren't getting a fair shot at one another. It's very unfair. If the format went back to the way things used to be, then every single team would have a chance to play against every other team. It doesn't matter that there's more teams now than there was then. It would still have been the same format. The top 16 teams make the playoffs. If you have enough points to make the playoffs, you deserve to win the Stanley Cup, right? And you deserve to play against every other team. Now, I'm trying to get everybody's input on what they think of this. Is it fair the way it's set up now? Do you agree with the way it's set up now? I sure don't, because it's not fair. There's teams that have more points than other teams that aren't making the playoffs because they're in the wrong conference. They're in some sort of wild card spot, some sort of catch that Gary Bettman has put into the National Hockey League. Now, what do you think? Do you think that it would be more fair and it would be more equal if every team had a chance to play against every other team? Or do you like the way that it's set up now, where that's not an option? So if you're a Montreal Canadiens fan and you'd like to see them beat the Toronto Maple Leafs for the Stanley Cup, the way he has it set up right now, that's never going to happen, because one of them has to eliminate the other one to earn the right to go to the Stanley Cup. That's why there's 4 rounds of playoff hockey. It makes no sense to me for teams to get extra points that they didn't deserve. It doesn't make any sense to me that there's a shootout for those extra points that they didn't deserve. They should be forced into taking 1 point and 1 point only. It would be more fair for everyone else, because then you would see the right 16 teams make the playoffs, and then you would actually see the right winner of the Stanley Cup. If the 16th place team beats the first place team in the first round of the playoffs, they have the right to advance and move on and try to win that Stanley Cup. It just doesn't matter if they're an underdog or whatever it is, they should still have that right. And the way this idiot has it set up, that's never going to be the case. I don't care if it's an American team or a Canadian team, I just care that it would be more fair. A lot of the rule changes over the past 3 decades or 4 decades, some of the improvements have been made in player safety and development. Those ones I agree with, because I don't want to see, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to see anybody get hurt. But there's got to be a fine line. He's got this league so Americanized and so commercialized that he's making it next to near to impossible for a Canadian team to win. And I think he should be replaced as commissioner because he's lost his mind. What do you think? I would love to hear your comments. If you're having trouble sending comments, you can always email at davidwordley94@gmail.com. All small letters, no spaces, and I'll be glad to accept your feedback and respond to anything you might have to say. I mean, it's not bad enough that every player in the league makes more money than most people see in a lifetime in 1 year. No. They got to do more than that. They got to commercialize it. They got to change it and fix it. Things that weren't broken. All I know is Gary Bettman makes me sick, and I wish they'd put the hockey the way back it used to be. International hockey has a shootout. You know, playoffs have overtime. Regular season, no. They're getting pathetic, and they're making too much money and making it way too hard for the simple guy to even go to a game. Now, I'm not sure what most people think, but I'm just saying that it would be more fair and more equal if every team had an equal chance to play against every other team the way it used to be. They didn't start bringing in divisions and conferences and stuff like that until the expansion of 1967, and they made it worse, and they kept making it worse for the last 56 years. I think that the changes that should be made should make it so that it's equal for everybody and not just for money, not for just money making, right? You guys, I don't know. I think there's a simple solution to this and still keep everybody safe and make the players still want to have fun and still, do all the things that they fight for to have this career, but they're going about it the wrong way, and I want to know what you think. I want to actually see some changes. I'd love to see Gary Bettman get replaced and see a new commissioner come in with, wider open eyes and a bigger vision and making it more fair for everyone in the future. Right now, it's very upsetting, and I'm used to be a super hardcore hockey fan, and as the days go by, I'm losing more and more interest. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I just wanted to get this out there because I think Gary Bettman should be replaced. On that note, I will add more videos and more comments as I think of them and get feedback, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Until then, on the final note of this video, I'm going to wish everyone safety and happiness and good health. You guys take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.